books. When did you first decide to do
I've been narrating audiobooks for about 13 years.
Why are you getting naked, Jeff?
It's all for my buddy Ben. You guys know Ben. You know there's no such thing as an inappropriate time to promote.
So here we go.
Woo!
Do you have another shirt underneath that one?
Ben's wearing it. 13 years.
13 years. And what was the first audiobook that you recorded?
It was Freak and Mighty by Rodman Philbrook.
Who cares listen to that?
They haven't, unless they were going to elementary school when I recorded it, I don't think they would have heard it because it was actually part of a curriculum for Pearson education. So it's not actually distributed anywhere, like, so, you know, if you get hold of it on the internet somehow, somebody did some crazy stuff to get it there. Please send it to me because I haven't, like, I don't even know where it is in my system anymore. If anybody ever finds that, it's the first one.
Did you always want to be an audiobook narrator?
No. Not at all.
You couldn't get a real job?
Well, that's why I started doing audiobook narration, because I didn't want a real job.
That's what we do as artists.
Yes, that's what we do. But I'm a musician. I wanted to do music, and you know, I think pretty much everyone knows how impossible it is to make money doing that. So I had to do something. I had to find something to do, and I had the music recording equipment. So I was like, fuck it, let's try it.
Very cool. So we are going to read a scene from Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 8. I'm going to set it up for you, not too much setup is needed. You may or may not be aware, the plot of Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 8, this isn't a spoiler, is they're races. Kind of like Mario Kart, where you have vehicles and then they get to upgrade them after each race. In this particular scene, Carl and Donut and a few others are in their vehicle, and they're right behind them is Amani and Ellie. And they are going through a jungle where they were just told that they were entering the cannibal area. So I'm scanning the audience to see if there's a particular type of person in the audience. I don't see it, but you'll know why in a second. And just remember, Jeff is the one that's reading this. Here we go. I'm just going to sit here and read along.
I'm reading to you. I'm reading to Matt right now. Don't fall asleep.
Try not to. Or you're fired.
Wouldn't they only be cannibals if they were human?
Donut asked.
I mean, all sorts of monsters eat each other. Goblins eat each other, and I guess that makes them cannibals, but we don't call them cannibals. We call them goblins. So what are these things? And do they eat things that aren't each other?
And that's when the cannibals attacked. Money.
Watch out! They're in the trees above you!
Splat, 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 splat. The pale creatures started dropping from the foliage, except they hit the shield, and when they did, they exploded like bags of tomato soup. Donut increased her torch to full blast, and suddenly night turned to day. All the trees and bushes on either side of the path started violently shaking as the creatures hissed and screamed at the light. There were hundreds of them, thousands. They just came out of nowhere, suiciding themselves against the shield like they had no sense of self-preservation whatsoever. A chorus of high-pitched screeches filled the jungle.
What are they? They keep blowing up before I can see them!
ahead, a natural bridge crossed the path. The tall arch appeared to be made of a tree that had been deliberately bent over and tied. Hanging from it were dozens of skeletons. Decapitated, dried heads dotted the structure. Hundreds more random body parts and bones littered the arch like grisly Christmas tree decorations. Standing on the bend, screaming and shaking their spears, were about 100 of the cannibals. They were pale, slightly pudgy human creatures. At least they appeared human, but I couldn't see their heads. They were all completely naked except for little loincloths. There were both men and women, and the women were not wearing tops. They all carried simple spears, and each wore a horrific wood mask ripped off from some home decor store's interpretation of an African tribe. Some carried primitive hide shields. Probably that way. Splat, splat. Nora dropped on the truck, only to explode against the magic barrier. Donut's astral paw appeared, swiping through the woods ahead of us, sweeping all the cannibals on the bridge away like she was sweeping pieces off a chessboard. Most flew off into the jungle, screaming. The spell wasn't nearly as large as when she cast her war crime spell, which she wouldn't be able to cast again until the 12th floor, but it was still huge. Whatever was holding the arch down snapped, and the tree flipped up like a catapult, flinging the remaining cannibals in the opposite direction. Skeleton bones rained down. They crunched under the truck as we passed. She waved a few more times, clearing the tree.
It wasn't me.
I thought Matt sneezed.
Whatever was holding. Was that you? Whatever was holding the arch down snapped, and the tree flipped up like a catapult. Oh no, wait, I'm too far. Clearing the trees ahead. Trees all around snapped and broke. Screaming filled the jungle as we slowed. Ellie.
Holy hell, Donut. Have I told you recently how terrifying you are?
Donut growled with annoyance. Her claw caps reappeared, and the giant paw dissipated. Donut.
It's a lot stronger than it was before, but it doesn't last long, and the cooldown is much longer now. It's supposed to get shorter as the level goes up, not the other way.
I nodded. It's to keep you from moonwalking through the floors. How long before you can cast that again? And don't you have a new version you can cast also, the combined version?
I killed like 80 of them, and I didn't even go up a level. This is ridiculous. I can't cast it again for 8 hours. The combined version with the zombie isn't a new spell. I can just combine the two and cast them both at the same time. Ow!
Donut suddenly jumped in the air, hitting the ceiling with the truck, spinning around.
What was that?
What?
I think that stupid dog tattoo on my butt just bit me.
I forgot that was in there. That's a spoiler.
I said. Splat, splat. More were coming from the sides. More were coming from the sides, just throwing themselves against the side of the truck. A particularly large cannibal stood on the road ahead of us, blocking the path. This one was enormously fat, and it didn't hold a spear, but a staff that glowed with enchantment. This one also seemed immune to Donut's bright light. Its mask wasn't made of wood. It was carved from the skull of what appeared to be some sort of ape. I was reminded of the lemurs from the 3rd floor. The mob pulled the ape mask off and dropped it to the ground, revealing that it was indeed a human. The older man had a balding mop of wild, curly red hair that was held up in a man bun held together with a single bone. His wide, pale belly reflected in the light. The man started chanting.
Soul suck has been negated by your mind balance skill.
Donut scoffed. She would also be immune to this due to her high constitution and charisma combo. Are you kidding me? I said upon reading the description.
Great! Rusty. Cannibal Ginger Chieftain. storyline, we lifted wholesale from the never-realized 7th floor that I was actually looking forward to because it featured the Gingers, a.k.a. the perverts of the dungeon. These human-like mobs are actually from Earth, and we didn't change anything about them. Except we made the cannibals to fit in with the whole gun thing. This is a ginger, a hive amongst regular humans. They're the result of alien interference in the development of your human world, much like how octopuses are also the result of outside meddling after the initial seeding. Nobody really knows when the corruption was introduced, but it's suspected the Nullians were involved. The men are said to be sexually deviant to a fault. The women are known to be, let's just say, extra spicy. Both sides have blacked out pain tolerance, making them more susceptible to heat and cold, but immune to electrical and acid attacks. It's one of the reasons why they're prized targets for dentists and serial killers. Oh, and they can suck your soul away. Never stare too long into the face of a ginger. If you get lost in their eyes, it's already too late. Anyway, there are two ginger cannibal settlements in the forest, the north and south settlements, and they are at war with one another. If you decimate one tribe, it will create a power vacuum that would probably have a cascading, devastating effect on the entire region if this whole race wasn't just 20 hours. It's not like that's a metaphor or anything about how outsiders crash through cultures, have their fun, and then leave after they vilify the natives and exploit them to the point where they can never possibly recover. And then generations later, blame them because they still struggle to step up.
I love how that whole thing is both socially conscious and outrageously racist.
This is gingerphobia laid bare. Disgusting. Ferdinand would be appalled. Though, for being honest here, the pervert part is probably true. I don't think I've ever met an orange cat who shouldn't be on some sort of registry. I'm assuming the same is true for humans.
It's not. It's just a stupid thing people do to make fun of others. None of it is true. The AI is being a prejudiced dick.
What's about the women being spicy?
Well... I paused and then shook my head. No, it's just like everything else. It's a stupid, made-up stereotype. Besides, if the AI thinks redheads are the spiciest, he's clearly never met a Latina. Thank you.